Yo, what's up, guys? Just wanted to come on here, share my seven-figure appointment setting framework, and also how I personally closed and set 151K in deals in around 31 to 32 days. This was my first month. Just give a bit of background experience. I've been appointment setting for around like 2 years. I think everyone is a bit of an appointment setter. But I started off doing cold email, and within the last 6 to 7 months, I've transitioned to Instagram. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get in. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some results, just back up my claims, make sure you guys know that, I'm being legit. So, yeah, let's get into it. Switch over to the sales sheet. This is the accelerated sales sheet that we use inside our business. Obviously, I'm blocking out all the student emails and their names, but this is from December 11th to the 13th, so a little over a month. Here are the total sales that we generated. Oh. So as you can see here, 151.6K in deals in the first 30 days, and this was all set by me. So let's go ahead and hop into the framework. So this is just a breakdown of it. It's about a 6 to 7 step process. I haven't added another one, but I will be going through this. So the first one, I'm not gonna try to take up too long, but first one is gonna be your opener, right? So this can work two ways, right? You have on one side, you have your inbounds. On the other side, you have your outbounds. Now, it's good to learn the outbounds first because this is actually what's going to build your skill. Okay, if you're only focusing on inbounds, and this is what I've experienced myself, is that you turn a little bit into like a choppy, scripty, and kind of robotic when it comes to this. So definitely focus on outbounds a lot. Throughout this first month, this was, I want to say, around like 80%, 85% inbound leads, because those are obviously more warm. You want to focus on those first. But just to refine my skills, make myself an A+ appointment setter, I also put around 10 to 20% of my focus into outbound leads and just learning the whole process to where I could systemize this whole thing and create this framework. Right now, I've been appointment setting for roughly around 2 years. I started with cold email. Now I've transferred on to Instagram appointment setting for other people, and now building out my own offer. So first things first, you got your opener. Okay. Now this is going to start the whole conversation. This could be as simple as looking at somebody's profile, doing a bit of research on them, and making a slight comment on that, right? So if it's an inbound lead, a bit of a colder lead, maybe you go ahead and look on their profile. Maybe you saw that they just went to Colorado and visited some mountains. You could open up with a statement about that and then follow up with a question, right? The key is you always want to follow up with a question. Obviously, sometimes you're not, but in most cases, you want to follow up with that question because, it will continue that conversation on, right? So inbounds, outbounds, you guys get the gist. Now we have rapport building, right? So once you've got this opener and they've responded, start building a rapport immediately. This is the name of the game. And this also ties into your diagnosis, okay? So it's not really a step-by-step process when it comes to these two because you're always going to be doing this throughout the whole conversation as well as transition, okay? So these three kind of all tie into each other. Make a little right here. Oops. So these three tie into each other. You're going to be doing this throughout the whole conversation, okay? It's not a step-step process when it comes to your rapport building, your diagnosis, and your transition, okay? So when you're doing this rapport building, this is the name of the game when it comes to appointment setting, guys. Like, sales is all about building relationships with people and making sure that you can actually help them. Right? If you can't actually help someone and you're still trying to book them on a call, there's no point. You're going to waste the closer's time. You're going to waste your time because, I mean, they might buy, but you're not going to generate them good results. Therefore, it's going to be a negative impact on either your business or your client's business, whatever you're actually doing. So always make sure you can help people build this relationship, and you can do this simply by giving away free value, okay? Building a genuine human connection. All right. Always asking open-ended questions, guys. Always ask open-ended questions because this keeps the conversation going. You don't want them to be, feel a little bit awkward or like the conversation's not going anywhere, because obviously you guys are trying to lead them to a sales call. And when conversations die out, if you're not asking questions and you're not digging deeper, which goes to my next one, dig deep, find pain points and desires. Okay? Now this taps into these three right here. Okay? Dig deep, find their pain points by asking great questions, find out what their goals are, and transition the conversation to your solution. Right? And so the next step would then be to propose the call. Right? This is just a simple pitch, a soft pitch of your offer, how you can help them, and how maybe at one point one of your students or yourself was in the situation that they were in, and how this changed your life, and blah 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 blah. Just kind of a soft pitch. You're not trying to hard sell them. You don't want to come across as sleazy, because that is not what sales is about, guys. Sales is about helping people. We want to genuinely help people, and this is why this process does not work if you're not genuinely trying to help people. If your end goal is to try to get people to just book as many calls, you're not going to get good results. Because at the end of the day, guys, these people still need to close for you to even make money. If you're working 100% on commission, you need to build real relationships here. This is why I was so successful and I was able to do this in my first 30 days, was because I built relationships with people. I would talk to my closers, and they would come and be like, hey, like, so-and-so just closed, like, this guy just closed. And I'm like, dude, like, I know, like, I remember that guy. He had this problem. He was running this kind of business. He had a golden retriever. Like, I knew so much about them because I focused on this and this. Okay? Report building and your diagnosis. Okay? Ask genuine questions and build great rapport. And this will lead to this. And a lot of people say that the transition is the hardest part in this process, but it's really not, guys. I want to say it's rapport building, because a lot of people don't want to open up. They have, trust issues and whatever. So if you can really get people to open up by asking great questions and, just being human at the end of the day, you're going to lead to a book call 9 times out of 10, right? And so once you've given this soft pitch and they're agreed on it, and you're motivating them, you built great rapport and they're really open to it, now it's time to send the calendar sent, right? CS. So this is simple. You just send them the link. Hopefully your form is optimized. Let the form do the work, guys, especially when it comes to financially qualifying prospects, is because you're going to spend a ton of time in the DMs just trying to make sure people, even have the money in the first place, right? If they don't have the money and you're spending a lot of time asking them if they even have the money in the DMs, like, there's no point. Let the form do the work, guys. Just focus in the DMs on building rapport, building relationships with people. Don't ask them, like, oh, like, how much do you have set aside to invest? Obviously, like, it's a system that can be used. It's actually what I started to do. But when you're trying to go for volume, along with building relationships, it just kind of like loses that that like personal connection, because then you're involving financials with it, and it's a touchy subject for a lot of people. So let the form do that. All right, because they don't know that you're actually going to be seeing the form. So after you got this, you've done this whole process. Boom. What does this equal? If you've followed all the steps, we come to a book call. Right? And now another thing is why I say that this is a 7-step process and you see 6 boxes here is because I've left one out. And it might be the most important one. So go ahead and do this real quick. Copy. So the most important part of this process is the follow-up, guys. This is where the money's at. If you only focus on this, yes, you're going to get results, but you're not going to get great results. The reason why I did this in my first 30 days is because I had a follow-up process. Now, the overview of this process, so I don't do more than 3 to 4, right? 3 to 4 max, right? We don't want to be that annoying guy that's just constantly following up and whatnot. You know, we want to be genuine. We want to act like we want to be human with it. Okay, so 3 to 4 follow-ups max. And keep doing this until they book the call. Don't be annoying. Be human. Maybe send a meme. Those work really well after you've done around like 2 follow-ups and they're still not responding, or they're leaving you on scene. Send a meme. Break the ice again. Comment on something that you guys had already built rapport on. Maybe it was a trip. Maybe it was their business idea or whatnot. Say something about that, right? Basically, bring them back to this point to where they, were open. They were talking with you. Bring them back to here, okay? Because once you do that, right, it creates that spark again, and they're going to be so much more open to actually booking in the call. Now, this is what the overall framework looks like for a follow-up. All right. Follow-up framework. Ooh. Okay, put this down here. Whoops. The follow-up framework. Okay. Now, there's going to be a different framework for each part of the process. Like, say, you propose the call, but you never sent the calendar. That's going to be a different process to when you actually sent the calendar. Okay. So if someone, let's say you sent the calendar, but they never booked in. Okay. Like, go ahead and wait around like 6 to 8 hours. Yo, did you, or, whatever the verbiage is that you like to use. Hey, did you ever get the chance to book in? All right. If this doesn't work, if they don't respond to this, be like, this is a great one, man. I always use this. Did you give up on this? This is amazing. You could either use this or, are you not serious about this? There's so many different ways that you can go about this, but these are just simple ones for, sending the calendar. Overall framework, though, those are just some examples. Overall framework, first follow-up, you want to wait around like 6 to 12 hours, right? This honestly might be a lot, like too much time, but if you have built that authority and you built a relationship, 6 to 12 hours might be good. They might be at their job that they're currently at. They may be, with family. You never know, right? So don't assume the worst. Second follow-up, 48 hours. Third, right around 3 to 4 days. And if you do a fourth, I would honestly wait around 10 to 14 days. Okay, but I rarely ever use this one right here. So that's kind of a little bit about the overall framework of, going from opener to book call. I've, I mean, like, this is the same framework that I used to do this, guys. And this is universal. It doesn't just work for, mentorship or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you're selling, this is the same process that works. This doesn't really change much, right? Opener, build rapport, ask great questions, transition it to your offer, propose the call, send the calendar, and then get them on a booked call, right? Go over, review over the form, make sure they're a good lead. If they don't book the call, follow up, repeat this process until they do book the call. If for any chance they don't, you could even do a fifth one, and you could do, maybe wait 3 months. This is really going to show people, be like, damn, like, this guy's like, he's after it, man. Like, this dude, he's putting in the work. I haven't even done anything yet. He's giving me all this free value, this free game. I haven't even paid for nothing, right? 5 months, like, literally, like, I stopped responding to this guy. 3 months later, he still hit me up. Like, this dude wants it, okay? So this is why all the money's in the follow-up. You've already done all this work with a lead, and you just can't follow up with him. That's why you're not doing 150K in deals in a month. It's because your follow-up game is trash. Like, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole framework, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I want to get some feedback in the comments, and I will most likely do another video going a lot more into depth on each one of these. Maybe I'll do a video around openers, report building, whatever you guys want to see. But yeah, peace.